Hello, everybody, and welcome to another fun filled challenge at Nomadic Soul Diaries. So, this month, our challenge is to create a journal page, include chipboard, and include your name in the page somewhere, but not as a signature. Quite a challenge, isn't it? Um, Honestly, Nunu and I have come up with these challenges. We don't know how, we really don't remember how, but it was a session of brainstorming and it was so spontaneous. And sometimes we laugh at ourselves, with ourselves, because it's so interesting how we've come up with these challenges. And then when we begin to create an inspiration piece for them ourselves, we wonder how are we going to inspire you all to play along? But definitely, that's our mission and that's our purpose. And that's exactly what we're here to do, to inspire everybody with art, with craft, to create, to start a hobby, to start a practice. And these Instagram challenges are just a way of getting your creative juices flowing to sort of push you a little bit to create, to get crafting, to explore yourself actually, and see where it takes you. So, with that, now let's begin the journal page. I will be using this Wonderland collection by Stampedia, um, and picking out a page that I want to use on my background of the journal page. So I've decided to use this print for this particular page. Now, to begin with, what I have done is I cut the paper that I chose into different sizes of rectangles and squares, and I'm just going to glue this down to my page and then give it a coat of clear gesso. Now with that done, our page is prepped and ready. Now what I've done is I've mixed a few colors on my palette here. I'm using the Dina Weekly paints, the white color, the ocean blue, and a black color, and I've just created multiple shades here. So my idea being that I want to use a deeper sort of a blue gray for my background, and my focal elements in a contrasting sort of coral and deeper green. So with that idea in mind, this is a palette that I've prepared for myself. First, I'm just going to use a palette knife and lightly add some color on the background of my page. Now for the next step, I want to add some texture, and I'm just going to use these alt new stencils here. But what I have done is I have mixed some modeling paste on my palette with two Lindy's Magicals, Frosty Forest Green and a little bit of Tibetan Poppy Teal, to get this sort of a very deep bluish green, not a teal, not a turquoise, somewhere in between, to go with my background. So I'm going to use this abstract pattern first. Now I just decided, before completely drying it, I want to add a little bit of embossing powder for a dual tone sort of a thing. So I'm going to use Lindy's Twilight Blue Slate here, which is like a darker, deeper blue, and just sprinkle it slightly on my embossing, on my modeling paste here that's stenciled. So that's a look at the shine shimmer that we have so far. Now, um, I want to use, so because it's about chipboards, I want to use these chipboards as my focal. They are from Dusty Attic and have them on the pages as focals. Maybe on this page, I'll also incorporate some die cut elements, but let's see. Now these are going to be my contrast, which would be the sort of a coral deep red. But I also want to bring that color in slightly in my background. So now it's time to add some texture with stamps. So I'm just going to be using some small stamps and first go in with black ink randomly. And I'm going to use another stamp with Versamark and heat set it with this color poinsettia red gold. Again, very lightly and randomly. And now I'm going to go in with the same stamp and black ink, just slightly. And I'll set this aside and color my main focal. So again, I'm going to use embossing powder for this, the same poinsettia red gold. Add a little bit of raspberry plum and a slight contrast with Tannenbaum green gold. So just using these three to get my elements colored. That's a look at the chipboards colored with all those embossing powders. I quite love how I've achieved these different tones with them, and it just sort of makes them more vibrant. Now it's time to put the layers together. So I'm just use some cheesecloth and adhered the chipboards, and in between added a few die cut leaves just for some layering. Now it's time to add my name. Now I decided to directly write my name for this page, and what I've done is I'm using this fine tip bottle and I have filled it with some black acrylic paint, and in a very messy writing I'm just sort of scribbling my name at different places, which will add a black texture to my journal page and just looks very organic for this particular page. And now that's a look at the completed journal spread, or two-page journal spread. I'm quite happy with the product, love the textures and all the details that are going. And I just had this idea in my mind with this color combination, so I had to try it. I really hope you are inspired, and we really look forward to your entries for this month's challenge. Until the next time, take care and bye bye.